Welcome back to another episode of the Lisbon Sessions. In this episode, David Simoes Fitas discusses how the Portugal Golden Visa compares to other programs.
Hi, we're back with David from MovingTo. David, you guys deal with different residency programs around the world. Tell us Portugal and how is it, is it punching above its weight, below? How is it fitting into the offers out there for people who are considering second residency?
So, across Europe, the programs are seeing some changes, some developments. For example, Spain, they ended their Golden Visa program.
Gone completely.
Ireland also ended their Golden Visa program. You saw changes in Portugal that we mentioned already, the real estate ending, and of course also the increasing of costs in Greece, for example, the requirements to invest. So I think that we need to mind that Portugal, it's also changing the citizenship law, increasing the timeline from 5 to 10 years. But still, and asking your question, I think that depending on what you're looking for, Portugal, it's what you need and what you want. Why? It's leading to citizenship, even after 10 years, without the need for you to ever relocate unless you want. So with very low minimum staying requirements during the Golden Visa and then under a permanent residence, in the end of 10 years as holding a residence card, you can apply for citizenship. Of course that you need to mind the delays on processing, that everyone knows that they are here. So these 10 years can have some time extra because of delays and processing time. But still, if you want, you can get your passport without ever need to live here.
And you think that in terms of the opportunity, because the Golden Visa at the moment, the residence part of this whole debate, is not up for grabs. It's not up for change. The Portuguese government and I believe rival parties are quite happy that people invest 500,000 and within 5, 6, 7 years they get their residency. Over here, obviously, is citizenship, and that's passport. But obviously, that's really more important to people who don't necessarily have a powerful passport at the moment. Because if over here waving around a US passport or a UK passport, for example, or a Canadian one, you're fairly set passport-wise. It's more the residence, actually the ability to live somewhere else other than your home country.
And also plan B for you and your family. If your kids later down the road, they want to come to school to Europe or to come to work here in Europe, to having a EU passport, it's an asset that you just can't compete with. The other thing is that Portugal, having this feature of an investment handled by professionals, very safe. You have investment for all kinds of tastes. It can be that good investment, not just in terms of eligibility for Golden Visa, but also in terms of investment. While comparing it with others, you have like Italy, which has bigger investment requirements and not you don't have the same freedom of investment. You have pre-selected companies by the Italian government. You have Italian government bonds. You have, for example, startup investment, which is, of course, not the mature investment that investment funds managed by professionals are.
No, I understand. I think with Portugal, I think what David's saying as well is we've got to look at all of the benefits of Portugal rather than the maybe small nuances that don't make it absolutely perfect. You've got a very sophisticated fund market. And I think that really is very important. When you come to part with €500,000, you're dealing with a sophisticated fund market, lawyers who are carrying out due diligence on these funds, a regulator that's checking up on what they're doing, a nice choice of funds as well. You can get invested in things that you want to be invested in. Good time frames, like you were saying there, 5 years. If you want to stick in for the passport, okay, 10, but it's no big deal. You've got your residency in the meantime. So I think there's a tremendous number of positives with Portugal, especially when you start picking apart the other opportunities out there in the residency market.
And the other thing is, other countries and other Golden Visa programs also lead to citizenship, but not without requiring for you and your family to relocate first for the clock to start ticking, leading to that, which doesn't happen in Portugal.
No, I think that's very important. Everybody, thanks very much for watching another episode of The Sessions.